And welcome back to our continuing coverage. You're looking at a town, a nation in mourning. The president is on site at Newtown High School. You're looking at inside, where hundreds have gathered, and many more hundreds still outside, waiting for the beginning of this interfaith prayer service that's to start at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We, of course, are going to be bringing that to you live. Without interruption. We'll not be talking over it. It'll all just be playing out as the people inside are hearing it. You at home can hear it and take part in it as well. The president is also in the school, we're told right now, in various classrooms, meeting with family members of those who have lost children, the family members of the school, teachers and administrators also who have lost their lives. Their families here in Newtown simply overwhelmed with relief. With relief and gratitude. Their children were inside the school. They made it out alive. Among them, the Licatas, whose son Aiden ran past the shooter and escaped. Now the couple is grappling with the challenge of telling their young son that his teacher is gone. Listen to what they had to say. Get you that sound in a little bit. Aiden's teacher, by the way, was Victoria Soto, who placed herself in front of her students before the gunman shot her. And she told the gunman that her students weren't in the classroom. Don Lemon is in Newtown, where by one of the many makeshift memorials that we have seen spring up. He's been talking to people all the evening long, and it really strikes me, Don, a lot of the people aren't just from Newtown, they're from other parts in Connecticut who have come here to bear witness, to be part of this, and to pay their respects to those who lost their lives.
Yeah, a collective hug is what you could call it. And we're here in the town square, Newtown Town Square, and it's really, I mean, it's lit up like a Christmas village here. Look at that's a tavern back there, and then you see the town center there, and just beyond that, police activity that sort of, ruins the whole Christmas spirit and the idyllic look of this town. As we come back, I was just in this little tavern here, and everyone, instead of gathered around the Christmas tree and hanging out with their friends, are really gathered around the television sets, and they are all watching CNN, awaiting word from the president, and watching the coverage. And they said that they're actually down here tonight because they want to be a part of all this. Just to show you, this is back, the media's camped out, and that's where the Methodist Church is, where you and I were last night, Anderson. And then here, this Christmas tree, obviously here every year, it's a big Christmas tree, and there is the makeshift memorial that we have been talking about that is growing really by the minute here. There's so many stuffed animals and things here that they're piled on top of each other, and they're making sure that all the candles stay lit. Someone comes by with a lighter just to make sure, and this gentleman has been standing out here. You said you've lived in this community all your life. What's your name again?
Chris Seaman.
Chris, how long have you been here?
My family's been here since the 1930s. And I lived here my whole life, and it's just devastating. Yeah. It's no words. It's a nightmare. It's a complete nightmare. But our town will rebuild.
Yeah. This is not what you want this town to be remembered for.
No, not at all. And everybody knows we're on the map for the wrong reasons. Yeah. It's just horrible.
Yeah. How are you, and can you recover? I imagine that you will recover, but it'll never be the same here.
It'll never be the same, but day by day, say our prayers, and things will get back together eventually.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wish the very best for you. Why are you guys out here making sure that these stay lighted?
We've all grown up here, and we just feel that, these candles need to stay lit. These are for the 26 gorgeous angels now in heaven, and it's our job to take care of everyone in this town, including this memorial.
Did you go to school here?
Yeah, we all did.
Where'd you go to school?
We actually went to a couple different elementary schools, but we all went through the Newtown school system all the way through high school.
You felt safe then, but things are different now.
Things are different, but nothing changes about this town. This town is a wonderful, beautiful place to grow up in, and unfortunately, these beautiful children will not experience what we've experienced, but our thoughts and feelings about this town have not changed. We'll get through this together.
What's your name?
Samantha Wong.
Samantha?
Taylor Berry.
Taylor. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
God bless you. I want to move down here and talk to some of these folks. These guys, you're from a neighboring town?
Yeah, New Fairfield.
And they're rivals. They may be sports rivals, but tonight you're all together?
Absolutely. I mean, we're all in this together, and when something like this happens, I mean, towns around here are really close, and we just pull together for each other, and, that's really what's important. And around, the holiday season, I think it's great to see so many people out here from, all over the place supporting each other. It doesn't help, it helps a little bit, but circumstance is still tough.
What's your name?
My name is Ardion.
Ardion. And what do you play?
I play football, sir.
You play football.
Football.
For which town?
Played for New Fairfield High School.
Yeah. And you?
I played baseball for New Fairfield as well.
Yeah. And you're here?
I'm here, yeah, just showing my respects, doing anything I can, just try to help out. It's a really hard time for everybody, so.
Yeah. And what's your name?
Yeah, I'm Trevor. I played football and track.
Yeah.
And I have a little brother at home, 8 years old, so I can only imagine what the families are dealing with now.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Where were you guys when you found out about this?
I was actually at my house. I just got back from college, and I think it was all the same circumstance for everybody else, too. We just, looked at our phones, and we realized that it was just, happening, but we just realized that it was a town over, and it was just, it really hit hard when we knew, some people that are involved and everything like that, so.
I asked the other gentleman if this is not something, or said to him, this is not something that you want your town or the towns in this area, Connecticut, to be known for.
Oh, not at all, yeah. This is just a tragedy, and we're all trying to go through it together, so.
The entire world is watching tonight, not just here in the United States, but our viewers from around the world. What do you want them to know about the people here?
People here are great, just an area filled with wonderful people. I couldn't be blessed with better neighbors than I have. I mean, I've got tons of role models, starting with my friends, my teachers, my family. I think everyone around here is family, and you can't you can't judge a town or people based on an occurrence like this. You kind of got to judge them based on how they handle it and how they move forward. I think we're definitely doing that, and I think that's wonderful to see.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. We're going to move this way if you can walk around here again. This is one of the many Christmas trees that people have just been dropping off Christmas trees. And we spoke earlier to the family that dropped this off, and the gentleman, the husband is an electrician by trade, and he put this tree together, and this is the names of all of the children who died in the school. And there are other Christmas trees that have been put up here. The big one off to my left here, that's here every year, but the smaller ones are to honor the victims. Where are you from?
Trumbull, Connecticut.
Trumbull, Connecticut. What's your name?
Nina Middleton.
You're here because?
I just want to come out, support the families.
Yeah.
Yes.
You couldn't sit at home and?
No, I couldn't sit at home. I went to see the president, but the traffic is just too much traffic down there.
Yeah.
And
what's your name?
I'm Mary Jones from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
You're from Bridgeport?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I said earlier that people here want to come out because they don't want to feel helpless. Does this help?
Yes, it does. It does. Instead of just sitting there watching it on the TV, it's much better to just be among them, to show the support and the love that we have for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything good that can come out of this, but if there is, what is it?
like you said, we don't know if there's anything good that can come out of it. Just have to pray. Pray for the families, pray for everyone. There's nothing that we can really do but pray. You know.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. We're going to move back here. Thank you. And
You're welcome.
we're going to move back here. And you see these guys over here? They're bringing their candles and they're lighting them. Do you mind if we talk to you?
Oh, no. Actually,
What about you?
I prefer
This same over here.
I'm sorry?
The same over here.
Okay. So
sorry
if
about
people,
that.
no, that's okay. If people don't want to talk to us, we don't do it because we want to be respectful of people. And you see that they're hugging each other. And that has been really the sentiment here, people hugging and crying and praying and just sending well wishes, Anderson. And that's the spirit of this particular community here. They want to show their support, and again, they don't want to feel helpless. They want to feel useful, and they want to come out and show how much they love this town and that they don't want this town to be remembered for this particular tragedy. Instead, a town that pulled together when a tragedy happened.
Yeah, and we're really just moments away from the start of this service. I'm outside the high school where the service is set to begin. I can tell you still, whole families are still arriving here, hoping to get inside. People are bringing their little children, just walking by. They pass by a smaller makeshift memorial that's been set up outside the school, and then they walk toward the school. There's a long line that's slowly moving into the auditorium there, but as you can see, it is already full up. And the president is inside the school as well, already meeting with family members. The service is set to begin at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and we, of course, will bring that to you live. And there you see Senator Lieberman talking to a number of people inside, Wolf.
And you see, Anderson, you saw the outgoing Senator Lieberman of Connecticut speaking with representatives from the clergy. This service, and we now have some details of what is about to begin once the president gets there. Representatives of, I think, most of the major faiths here in the United States will be participating. Protestants, Catholic clergy, from the Jewish religion. There will be a representative from the Islamic Center here. Also someone from the Baha'i tradition will be here as well. We'll be hearing brief passages from all of them. And of course, the President of the United States will be speaking as well. He's now comforting, he's now meeting with some of the families of the victims, the young kids, the adults who were tragically gunned down at that elementary school Friday morning. CNN's Kyung La attended the first meeting of the Newtown United. It's an organization that folks are trying to get something going. Kyung, tell us what these folks are hoping to accomplish in this small community.
Well, Wolf, remember, everyone here is grieving, and even the people who knew children who died. These are people, parents who are friends with the parents of the children who died in that room. They say, yes, tonight they are the backdrop of a nation that is mourning, the backdrop of a president who will play comforter in chief. But tomorrow, what they don't want lost, what they don't want to become is just another headline. They want a true national discussion tomorrow about difficult issues like the proliferation of guns and mental illness. Here's what this group told us.
We live in an increasingly voyeuristic society that has become more distant from each other on a personal and interpersonal level. And that's how somebody can feel so distant from other people that they could actually shoot children.
Communication in this country is broken. The political system, we cannot find common ground to talk about anything, it seems like these days. And if this is a trigger point or a tipping point for us and our elected officials to actually start talking to each other in a way that's respectful and results in real change, that would be huge.
And you can hear how frustrated they are. They are extremely frustrated. They are still heartbroken, but they say that they want to enact some sort of change. They feel that many people in America feel the same way that they do. They say the best way to channel their grief is to lead to some change. They don't know how to do this, Wolf. They are hoping, though, to learn along the way and that the rest of the country will join them. Wolf.
Kyung La, thanks very much. Sanjay Gupta is watching what's going on. He's here with me as well. The people who are there in the auditorium at this high school, right down the street, not far away from where we are right here, these are people who just come out. They want to participate in this. They want to remember what happened and then move on, but it's not going to be easy for this community. School's supposed to resume tomorrow morning. A lot of parents, they're going to be reluctant, presumably, to send their kids to school.
And I think, you have to assume, I think, in this day and age that even over the weekend, if you haven't talked about this with your children, people are going to know tomorrow. That's just the world we live in through social media, obviously, just talking to other people. So there's going to be a lot of tough conversations, Wolf. I think I've had some of those already with my own kids. I think that it's one of these things where people are going to have to have the conversation be as transparent as possible. I think some of the important tips are to allow, first of all, I always say, check your own pulse before you go into a medical situation. Here you check your own feelings. You want to make sure you're not over-talking the child, but also making sure you listen to them first, see what they know, and then slowly start to fill in details. But you're absolutely right. I mean, these are the conversations that are going to be happening, I think, frankly, all over the country over the next couple of days.
And as we speak right now, the president is still comforting people in some of the family members who have suffered so much. I can only imagine how those conversations are going. What does the president say to a mother and a father who lost a 6-year-old?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine what those conversations are like. I think simply being there, simply showing the support, simply, again, having people come together. I think suffering in isolation, dealing with this anguish, I think it probably makes it that much harder. So I think that he can help with.
Let me reset what's going on right now, and I want to welcome our viewers not only here in the United States but around the world. We're standing by for the start of this prayer vigil, this interfaith prayer vigil that will take place here at the Newtown High School. You see the folks are gathering, they're trying to comfort each other. We're watching what's going on as the President of the United States, he has arrived here. He flew from the White House, from Andrews Air Force Base outside of the White House in suburban Maryland, flew to Hartford, and then drove